everybody. It's Dan Sfera, www.theclinicaltrialsguru.com. This is where we discuss clinical trials in plain English. Today, my guest guru is Trevor Agar. He's been on our blog a few times already, and he's becoming a regular guest guru. Thank you, Trevor, for coming.
Welcome.
Today, we're going to talk about depression. And let me just start off by saying this year, 2010, seems to be the year of depression for clinical trials, and it's no coincidence that we're just coming out of one of the Great Depressions of our time. Well, certainly of my time. So it's no coincidence that a lot of people are maybe having symptoms of depression, mild, moderate, some even severe, and the drug companies are starting to do a lot of trials. So they're looking for new treatments and better treatments for depression. And this is a kind of a very interesting subject. And Trevor, he's a therapist. He sees tons of clients with depression, and he can share a whole lot more about this than I can. And let's just hear from Trevor.
Well, thank you for having me here today.
Anytime.
I think a very important topic to cover is what is depression, what is feeling depressed, what is having depressed mood, and what is suffering from severe major depression. Severe major depression is a very severe and complicated mental illness that affects a large amount of people, 5 to 10% of the population at some point throughout their lifespan, and it's not what you will hear around the office. Oh, I'm so depressed, or today I'm so depressed, or the Lakers lost, I'm so depressed.
Right.
But severe clinical depression is inability to get out of bed, loss of appetite. You have a coworker, all of a sudden they're losing lots of weight, and they've been through a lot of stress lately. You got to check in with them. You got to say, how are things going? How's your appetite? Inability to concentrate and focus. One of the early signs of and symptoms of depression is feeling very shaken by life. You lose your confidence. You lose your ability to talk yourself out of stressful situations. So something happens in your life, you get a speeding ticket, you just fall apart because you lose your confidence. It's like someone's taken away your foundation. So things happen in people's lives, like they have a stressor at work, they just fall apart. They call in sick. They have a problem in their relationship, and it's overwhelming. They, it's suffering upon suffering upon suffering upon suffering. Some of the very effective treatments for depression are, of course, medication, going to your primary doctor to get a physical exam, communicating with your family, friends, and coworkers about what the situation is, that you're really in a slump, that you need extra help right now. I really need to go on light duty at home. I really need to go to light duty at work. Doing activities and planning your day and planning your week where you're going to achieve success. So, setting yourself up to achieve success so you can feel good about yourself. You know what today I'm going to do? Today I'm just going to relax, maybe do a little bit of laundry. Then you feel good about yourself. You know what today I'm going to do? I'm just going to relax with the kids. So you can build yourself up again.
Right, and I'm glad you brought that up because the subject of treatments for depression, and you see lots of clients with depression, and like you said, they may take medication. You may give them some kind of coping skills, or how do you call that?
Coping skills, coaching, therapy, helping people problem solve. Being there to support someone is real important. When you have depression, you feel like the end of the world has come, and every day is like, oh my God, how am I going to get through this day? Having a support person there to say, you know what, you're going to get through this. Let's do some problem solving together is real important.
Now, in your opinion, will there ever be, because we're talking about all these clinical trials for depression. In your opinion, in your personal opinion, will there ever be a cure for depression? Or are these drug companies wasting their time?
Hopefully there'll be a cure for depression. Hopefully there'll be, when someone's beginning to experience the signs and symptoms of depression in their life, they'll be able to go to the doctor, and the doctor will say, you know what, this is depression. obviously it's depression. We tested you for depression. You're positive for depression. Here's the treatment. Not this mushy-mashy, throwing dart system. Okay, let's try Zoloft. Let's try Prozac. Let's try therapy. Let's try, have you been to church? And that's what you get from a lot of practitioners, from articles, from doctors. It's like they just throwing darts. Okay, let's just start with, and they throw the dart. And hopefully, 5 years, 10 years with clinical trials. Okay, you got depression, then we're going to start you on the most effective treatment, and here it is. We're not going to say, oh, well, this is what I like.
Right. Now, for those people who have depression and are taking drugs and maybe they feel that they're not working for them, would you recommend a clinical trial? Would you recommend them trying a clinical trial?
I would. I would recommend them trying clinical trial because clinical trials have an amazing ability to decrease people's depression symptoms. Whether, for whatever reason, people who do depression participate in depressive clinical trials or clinical trials for depression medication, their symptoms all go down. Whether it's placebo or medication
Right.
or different kinds of medication, they're incredibly effective.
Right. And yeah, we've talked about that before, the placebo effect. So people with depression who come in, it doesn't really matter what medication they're given because just by interacting with the research staff, they're doing something for themselves and not just sitting around the house. So they're getting out, talking with people, and at that point, even if they do have a placebo, um, they may get better. But then this is a problem for the drug companies because they can't separate from placebo. So it's kind of tricky. And you're a rater, you know this stuff.
Yeah, time sometimes heals wounds too. So
Okay.
during the course of a clinical trial, the person could be healing wounds and feeling better. Um, and someone who's participating in a clinical trial, usually they're motivated to do other things too. They're motivated. They're able to follow through on doctor's recommendations, and so they may be doing other things along with the clinical trial to also improve themselves.
Very good. Trevor, this has been a great episode. Episode number, I don't know, but it's about depression. And it's very good. So thank you for joining us today. And we'll be sure to feature Trevor some other time. And we'll discuss whatever subject you guys want to talk about. www.theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Thank you, Trevor.
Thank you very much.